got you.
Welcome back. Now, blushing is a sign of affection. Goosebumps warn us when something is wrong.
Like Spider-Man.
And we feel our skin crawl when we get scared. According to renowned neuroscientist Dr. Claudia Aguirre, those are just some of the ways our skin acts as a second brain.
And Dr. Claudia specialises in finding those links between our mindset and our complexion, and she's with us live to explain this. Welcome to Sydney. Good to have you on.
Good morning.
So, look, let's find us through some of these case studies between our emotional state and our skin, because I think it's really interesting.
Right. So those cases actually came about after I looked at the investigations of something called neurogenic inflammation. So this is a type of inflammation that happens on the body, but as a result of nervous system inflammation. And so these cases came along to corroborate that molecular neuroscience research, and they are actually real people, and they're real cases from a Harvard psychologist.
Okay.
So dermatologists were treating those patients' symptoms so that their skin would clear for a short time, but then they got bad again. So why was it, and how was the brain affecting it?
Right. So oftentimes in all of Western medicine, the symptoms are the ones that are treated and not exactly the root cause.
Right.
So the reason that they would come back and they would flare up is because that root cause wasn't really addressed. What this psychologist and other psychologists do is they attempt to look at what is the root cause. Is it a trauma from childhood? Is it a relationship problem that just keeps flaring up until that relationship is gone, basically?
So, Dr. Claudia, are we talking about acne, eczema, psoriasis? What sort of skin conditions are we talking about?
We're talking about inflammatory skin conditions like all of those, acne, rosacea, eczema, and psoriasis, but also just the general flare-up and sensitivity.
Yeah.
So sometimes you just feel red, blotchy, you know, a lot of that can also just be due to stress.
I mean, but then when you get something like that, let's say you suffer from adult acne and then you get, a breakout, it does make you feel even worse. It makes you feel even more secure. So then it starts to, compound.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yes.
Yeah. So it just goes round and round until you can try to find the root cause. If not, if it's something like adult acne, that's typically hormonal and typically is always the result of, it's a cyclic issue for women in particular. But if it's something else like eczema that's triggered by emotional stress, speaking in front of people or, traffic, pollution, all of these things that cause stress, they'll result in something on the skin. Because I always say the skin is often the first place to show signs of emotional distress.
Yeah. So what sort of treatments then can you use to help keep your skin in check?
Right. So, of course, you want to limit it to skin, but you can also look for mind-body therapies. And a lot of these just have to do with calming the mind, because when you calm the mind, then you can calm the skin. So anything from meditation and any mindful activity, a mind-body therapy like that, just taking some time to relax and have self-care.
Right.
And of course, looking at specific skincare that addresses some of the issues from environmental stress, like pollution.
Just a couple of things we've got up on the screen. Always wash your face, and exfoliation is crucial. Why is that?
Well, because that's going to remove the cellular buildup of these skin cells, and so it actually triggers the cell renewal cycle to improve and go even faster. So you want to look for SPF, of course. You want to protect your skin from the sun. You want to exfoliate. You want to look for vitamin A and vitamin C. These are really the key things for a healthy and happy skin.
Do you think, are you suggesting as well that maybe we don't even know that something's wrong with us and it will come out in the skin first, so the distress will be where we don't want it to be, like on our face?
Yeah, oftentimes, the body is the first place to show a stress without you even really reconciling with it.
So instead of going, I shouldn't be eating that chocolate and that ice cream, you should be like, is there something else going on?
Well, that's a little different. You could have some chocolate and ice cream. It's not necessarily going to result in a breakout. But sometimes it's also gut-related. And sometimes the stress results in issues with the gut. Sometimes it shows up on skin. It depends on where your body has its target for stress.
That's fascinating.
It is. It really is. Thank you so much, Dr. Claudia. You'll have to come back and talk to us some more.
Absolutely.